Okay, last actual example. There is going to be a video after this where I give you a challenging problem. I'm going to give you a hint to use. See if you can get it. I'm only grading or counting the homework that corresponds to this. The challenge problem that I give you, I'm hoping you try it, but I am not grading it. I just want to see how you do with it, especially after I give you the hint. So for this problem, I'm asking you to find the first derivative. And again, just like the last one, I want you to recognize that you have multiple rules combined within one problem. First and foremost, I want you to see this as a division problem. You have a numerator and a denominator, so you need the quotient rule. And because you have a polynomial raised to a power, you now have the chain rule within the quotient rule. So because the whole thing by itself is division, you want to first and foremost apply the quotient rule. So we need to do a prime b minus a b prime all over b squared. So this numerator is your a value, denominator is your b value. And follow along and just change your values. All right, so let's start with finding the derivative of our numerator of a. Because it's a polynomial raised to a power, we have to use the chain rule, and we're going to need a lot of space for this. All right, so we have to do 4 times x squared minus 1 raised to the third power. Remember to decrease that exponent by 1. So that's the first part of your chain rule. Then we have to take the derivative of what's inside the parentheses. So the derivative of x squared minus 1 is going to be 2x. All we have done so far is a prime. Now we need to multiply that by b, 5x squared minus 3. Bring down your subtraction sign, and we have to do a, so our numerator, x squared minus 1 raised to the 4th, times b prime. So we have to take the first derivative of the denominator, which is going to be 10x. All right, this isn't too bad. I couldn't give you a problem that was much longer. I don't have enough board space. But in some cases, this might be a little longer. So we've done the whole numerator. This is all over the denominator squared. So we have 5x squared minus 3, that quantity squared. Don't worry about foiling that out. You can just leave it as the binomial squared. All right, so now we have to start simplifying this. And again, just like the last example, the numerator has 2 terms. So this right here is one term. This is a second term. And I need you guys to notice that x squared minus 1 to the third power is common to both terms. So we are going to start by factoring out x squared minus 1 to the third. Actually, I can do more than that. Oh, guys, I'm going to skip some steps here. I'm so sorry. So please, right now, I'm giving you a heads up. Pay close attention. All right, so look if I were to rearrange this, I don't have enough board space to do that, but do you guys see how if I multiply 4 times 2x, I would get 8x? So this term contains 8x, this term contains 10x. So I'm hoping that you guys recognize that 2x would be common to both terms. So not only is x squared minus 1 to the third common to both terms, so is 2x. So I'm going to factor out 2x and x squared minus 1 to the third from both terms. So that means this 2x came out, and 10x, if I factor out 2x, is going to just become 5. I factored out x squared minus 1 to the third from both terms, so this came out of the first term. There were 4 of them in the second term, but I took out 3, so I only have 1 left in that second term. And again, I apologize because I'm running out of board space. You can rewind this video, rewatch it in case you're kind of lost as to what I did. Now, what's left after we factor out the GCF is going to be 4 times 5x squared minus 3. Bring down your minus sign. And I'm going to put this 5 right here in front. And that's times x squared minus 1 to the first power. Now keep in mind, this is just the numerator. This is all over 5x squared minus 3. squared. So in the next step, again, I am going to skip a couple of steps here. I'm going to distribute the 4 through, I'm going to distribute the -5, and at the same time combine like terms. Again, it's just the algebra. So our first derivative is 2x times x squared minus 1 to the 3rd. Now, pay attention because I'm going to skip steps here. 4 times 5x squared would be 20x squared. -5 times x squared is -5x squared. So we have 20x squared minus 5x squared, so we get 15x squared. Then 4 times -3 is 12. -5 times -1 is +5, so we end up with -12 plus 5, so that's -7. And this is all over 5x squared minus 3 raised to the 2nd power. You can stop here. This will be your final answer for the first derivative using the quotient rule and the chain rule combined into one problem. So one of the things I'm going to have you do is try to find the equation of a line tangent to a curve in the next example. But I'm going to write down right now what your homework assignment is going to be. I'm going to be giving you guys a worksheet, another CUDA worksheet. I'm going to ask you to do 1 through 12 all.